Welcome back to Premium Option, the channel designed to help you learn and profit in the stock market. So today we have some really big updates on Palantir. Palantir they didn't technically announce this, but they're basically the ones that are behind the news. But we're going to be talking about one huge catalyst that could be coming up for Palantir right before their earnings date coming up on August 12th. And this could definitely send them back to a very large resistance that we've seen in the past. And it could be some really big news coming out for Palantir. Now, if you are brand new to the channel, make sure to check out the link in the description. It's our Discord, completely free for you guys. We update it daily, show you everything that you need to know about market news, market updates, trades we're taking, community questions, resources, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, link is in the description down below. And also make sure to subscribe and like the channel so you don't miss these daily videos on these amazing stocks. Okay, so before we get into the video, I do have to give credit to Tom Nash. He is the one that I actually learned this from. He's the one that brought this idea up, and he's the one that kind of found all of this. But I just wanted to relay it to you guys and help you guys understand how big this news could be, especially with their earnings coming out very, very soon. Yahoo Finance just delivered a news article saying that the Pentagon believes its precognitive AI can predict events days in advance. Now, for the Pentagon and security and defense, that's extremely huge. And here's exactly why. So it says a combination of AI, cloud computing, and sensors that could give the Pentagon the ability to predict events days in advance could be here pretty soon, as according to the command leader. So basically what they mean by this is that the machine learning based system observes changes in raw real-time data that hint at a possible trouble. If satellite imagery shows signs that a rival nation's submarine is preparing to leave the port, for instance, the AI could flag that mobilization, knowing the vessel will likely leave soon. So this is extremely huge, especially in the security and defense, which is what our government is doing. It's extremely huge because this could definitely save a lot of lives and a lot of resources, as far as also implementing kind of a defense strategy according to this and having days to prepare for that. In this article, they don't mention anything about Palantir or anything involving them, but let's just look into some of the facts as to why they're actually hinting at Palantir. So if you don't know, Palantir is basically a data AI company that analyzes all this stuff for companies and the government. And AI in Q1 showed that the US government revenue grew by 83% year over year. And with their recent earnings coming out in the next week, I think that this revenue growth can be even higher by Q2. So Palantir is doing some insane business with the government, and this is basically what they do. They're doing AI, and they're trying to do a lot of data research for companies and the government. And on top of that, I urge you to watch this YouTube video by Palantir themselves. It's called Empower the Edge, and it's basically literally the same exact thing from this Yahoo article that we just read. It's literally like the same exact thing. So with all of that being said, this could definitely be something huge, because if Palantir is able to deliver and actually predict days in advance potential threats to the US government, and then also potential threats in companies when things are happening, as far as, global economic downturns or possible threats to the company. This is a huge thing because you're basically predicting the future. And if you could look into the future and kind of save yourself from any downfalls, that is a massive thing. And that's honestly priceless, which could really send Palantir to pretty high heights. But enough with the talking. Let's actually look into what Palantir is doing on the charts right now. So right now we're on the weekly, and we can see that the past couple of weeks we have seen dojis. We have not seen a lot of volume. Even if we pull up the volume, you could see that it's extremely low. And if you come down here, you can see that the volume is currently under the normal average volume. So this could definitely be due to the fact that we're coming pretty close to earnings, which is on August 12th again, which is just a week away. So that may be something that people are waiting for. They're trying to wait for, a ramp or to see what their numbers are. But if we drop down to the daily, we can also see that this is a very interesting time, because we are currently at a very, very strong daily support, which we can see we have marked up here. And time over time, it has respected this level both as support and resistance. But now we are sitting at it as a support, and we are seeing a lot of seller exhaustion. I'll even bring this box away, and we could see all of these wicks continuing to just wick down, but then close above the support line. So this is definitely an area that is being treated very well by Palantir, and I think it's just something that it can continue to support and support and support. And eventually, if we have good earnings come out, we can definitely rebound off this and go all the way to the weekly high or resistance right above here, which if that was possible from this area, that would be an over 28% gain, which is not impossible because the last earnings call, we rose over 50% just right off this low. Now, for anyone that is interested in the intraday, this is definitely also looking very juicy as a trade. But basically what we have here is kind of like a wedge pattern, and we can see that we're trading the support very well. We are sort of consolidating in this area, so I'd like to see a breakout, and we are below the moving averages, which could be treated as resistance. But again, with low volume earnings coming up and what we saw happen last time with earnings, this could definitely break out very big to the upside, possibly to this weekly resistance right here, because down here we just had a free fall all the way down to the support. And now we're kind of just treating it and just consolidating in this. But eventually we're going to squeeze. And eventually we're going to go in one direction, either up or down. I don't think it's going to consolidate any longer. But I really do think that with the low volume and the earnings coming up, a lot of people are staying away from Palantir for right now and just waiting to see what the numbers are for their Q2 earnings. Now, if they're good, this is going to be a very good sign for them, and it's a huge potential to reach the $27, $28 mark, which if it does happen, we could see a 28% gain in this stock, which would be pretty big. And then from that point, we would just have to see how the stock does and where we can go from there. But I think Palantir has some really big news coming up. Obviously, they're doing a lot of business and a lot of good things for the government, but they're also expanding outside of that and growing their commercial revenue and resources as well. So Palantir has some very bright futures coming up for them, and I think this earnings call is going to be a pretty good one for them, just in my humble opinion. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found anything brand new off Palantir, if you thought any of this was helpful for you intraday or just the weekly outlook of Palantir, we'd really appreciate if you could subscribe down below. Also like the video because it does really help out the channel. And on top of that, we do have that free Discord for you guys, link in the description down below. If you want those market updates on a daily basis and trades we're taking and things we're looking into, definitely look into that. But until the next video, we will see you guys then. And we really appreciate all the support that we get from you guys. All right, we'll see you then. Peace.